I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Yeah, here we go. It's another edition, kiddos, of the Daily Puck Drop. It is Monday, March 9th. Welcome in, everyone. We got NFL free agency. We'll get to that. Bob Condotta of the Seattle Times is going to join us in around in a few minutes or so. We'll talk WBC. We've got a question for the great Jim Moore. Hey, what the puck? We've got all of it for you here on this Monday. Here's the one thing, though, Jim Moore, is a bring you on. It's good to see you again. We want to get an update on Mrs. Go-To before we do that. Is this hat okay? I've got a lot of criticism in the last two shows of hats I've worn for some reason.
Why? What's wrong with it?
The bill. People don't like the bill. If it's not too rounded, if it's too flat. The one guy is really upset on the YouTube comments. I mean, Jesus, just like called it. I mean, he used a slur. I'm not going to say it on here.
Okay,
like,
okay. What's he want? He wants it to be flatter. He wants
it more rounder like yours. He's like,
well, there's
called me the G word, but I can't say it. Called me the G word.
Well, there's a middle ground? I don't know. There's some. Do you feel like you look better in some baseball hats than others?
I've
got about 8 or 10 hats.
Yeah. I don't like, I like this one. I don't love it. Not because I don't love the Rainiers. It kind of sits, it doesn't really see it. There's a lot of too much gap.
I have a lot of questions about baseball hats.
Yeah.
Because I don't think when you're 68 that you should be able to do this like Dan Quinn does. I don't think you should be able to do that. Yeah. I don't think you should be able to be this guy with the flat brim, at 68.
Okay, so you like that, or like what about
I don't think you should be Rory either.
Yeah. Well,
Rory has it like this.
Yeah, this guy that called me the G word, he was real upset that the brim was too flat.
Yeah, I don't know. I love this Cougar hat, but
great hat.
I'm all crooked and
stuff.
No,
do it crooked like I always liked when Felix would wear his hat crooked.
Oh yeah.
When he pitched. I love that. There's just something great about it.
Do you remember guys at all in Little League? Maybe you're too young for this, but back in my day, guys would they would do it kind of like they would turn it on both sides, and it wasn't curved. It would be straight and then square and then square. Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that, yeah.
I mean, all the kids now, like my son's friends, they don't even put the hat all the way down. It sits like this, like on top, like it barely sits on the top of their head,
like that.
No, like this, like how I have it here, like it's just barely touching the top of your head. Like if they run, it's gonna fall off.
Well, I don't get it, but I mean, I would tell you if you looked stupid.
Well, I know I do. This guy. No, you don't. I think this guy was very angry.
It's a red bill, isn't it?
Yeah, very angry on YouTube.
Okay,
I don't like being called the G word. I think inappropriate. Don't like it.
I'm just laughing because we're talking about baseball caps and
I know. Well, we're going to get to all of this.
Dive right into the Ken Walker going to Kansas City.
We're going to get right into Ken Walker. All right, don't worry about it. We can't talk about baseball hats and all the shenanigans without the support of Limback Lumber. Big thanks to Limback Lumber, the Limback Lumber Studios. Contractors are going to free deliveries, everything from whole house packages to homeowner DIY projects. Largest stock moldings in the Northwest. Jimbo, they got old school service because they've been doing it since 1930. Give them a call at 206-782-3487. Visit them at limbacklumber.com. Visit me on social media, Puck Sports everywhere. Also visit me at pucksports.com. There you can become a full member of the Pucks Posse. It's just $5 a month. You support all the content we do throughout the week, all the free content, plus we give you bonus shows. 3 of them, in fact, on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursday. Jim is with us on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Brought to you by.
Yeah, my thanks to Brotherton Cadillac and Shoreline, Brotherton Cadillac and Brotherton Buick GMC in Renton. Know what you can expect from Brad Brotherton. Customer satisfaction thanks to a dedicated, no-pressure, stress-free sales approach. It's just no surprise. They've been in business for a long time, going all the way back to the early 1900s. 4 generations in the car business. You don't last that long if you not trusted, and you're reliable, and you can deliver a great product like Brotherton Auto. So check them out at brothertonauto.com or stop by their locations in Shoreline or Renton.
There you go. Does Brad Brotherton have the ability to buy out a $1 million contract for David Riley, or no? He doesn't have that. It's apparently we still have yet to fire him over there at Washington State. Not really sure what they're waiting for, but maybe sooner rather than later.
They're waiting for Oregon State's run in the WCC tournament to end so they can hire Wayne Tinkle.
Okay, we're going to get to that because that's why it's down on the rundown. Why, Jim? All right, before we get to that, NFL free agency just came down. Again, Bob Condotta is going to join us here in a second. And again, if anything happens when Bob is with us and he's got to go, he's got to go. Because he goes, listen, I can come on.
Is he like Adam Schefter? Or
yeah,
something?
He goes, if something happens, goes down. Now he was worried about Walker because he's like, do you want to record it in the morning? Usually during the football season on Fridays, we record. We tell people that all the time. We record, and so I'm like, yeah, but if we record something at like 9:00 and something breaks, it's going to be terrible. I said, let's just do it live. If you have to go, you got to go. Well, at least the Walker news is out. That's the big news. He agrees to a deal. As expected, everyone was targeting the Kansas City Chiefs. That's where he goes. Chiefs, $28.7 million guaranteed, which is the third most in the NFL with running backs. $45 million overall, so 15 a year, 3-year deal. Again, it's just simple. There was just a price tag Seattle was not going to go to, and that certainly was the amount of money they were not willing to pay to keep Ken Walker, especially the guaranteed amount of money for how they value him. They like him as a player, but not at that price. And the Chiefs need a running back, and they're desperate. They've cleared up a bunch of cap space, and they've got this finite window to make another run at this Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. They want to run it back, and they feel that he's a missing piece.
Are you surprised that there's so many Seahawks fans that seemingly are okay with this move? And is it basically because they trust John Schneider that he's going to have a counter move, or that they feel like, okay, Ken Walker, yeah, 15 million's too much? I mean, typically when we talk about the Mariners, and if they were to let a guy go like this, we'd be going, Jesus Christ, what are they thinking? But with the Seahawks, it's like, well, okay, Super Bowl MVP. Has this ever happened in the history of the NFL where he goes to another team? I say all this stuff like I'm outraged and I can't believe the Seahawks are letting him go, but I'm in that camp with, well, okay, it's all right. They probably have some move in mind that's going to make up for that. And with the salary cap, they've got to make some tough moves to be able to sign other players. So, yeah, it's not like MLB.
Well, I mean, the biggest difference one is there's a salary cap. So they have to make tough choices. I mean, in baseball, the Mariners don't have to do that. The Mariners can pay and spend as much money as they want. If there was no salary cap in football with this ownership group, let's say, with the Allen family, worth billions, they probably would have no issues spending any amount of money to keep their players. Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I'm surprised with the fan base from this. I understand Seattle's point. I get it. They can't pay everyone. They have a cap they have to work under. There's a number. I don't think what happened today is that they don't like Ken Walker. They don't like Ken Walker at that price tag. If they could have gotten Ken Walker for $10 million a year, I think they bring Ken Walker back for $10 million a year. But they have to look at him. And then the other guys they want to bring back, like Coby Bryant. They have to look at the future with JSN. And Devin Witherspoon, which that price tag for both those guys has gone up. I mean, what Trent McDuffie just signed with the Rams, Devin Witherspoon's looking at that going, okay, I'm better than him. And then you look at what, and I'm going to be honest with you, and maybe we should admit this because we apparently talk sports. I have never heard of this Colts wide receiver that just signed $114 million.
Okay, who is it? Let me see if I have.
Alex Pierce.
No.
They showed him.
Well, give us a break, though. We don't watch Colts football.
I don't watch Colts football, but
I watched it with Minshew was there. But
Alex Pierce gets I'm like, I just honest. I said, who the F is this guy? My bad. I don't know. I'm not watching a lot of Colts football. And they go, well, you're in the business. You should know this. Well, fine.
Well,
you know what?
you're
probably right. I just don't. I'm going to be honest with
There's
you.
nobody else who can talk baseball cap brims like you, though.
Yeah, that's right. Look at it. Apparently, it's too flat for people. Someone said, oh, yeah, but adults can't wear jerseys, but you can wear that hat. Yeah, it's my rules. So F you. We didn't say our rules make any sense. There are
supposed to know
rules.
who Alex Pierce is.
I'll be
I
honest
don't even know.
with you.
Do you know what college he's from?
I have zero clue. And there's going to be a lot of people on that sports talk radio today. They're going to tell you they knew everything about him. I didn't know anything about it. I'll just be honest with you.
Okay,
I've never heard of him.
Go back to McDuffie for a second. Is he that good? I guess he must be. Was he that good at Washington?
Yeah. He's a good player, good football player. I mean, he's
I know that he's
real good.
No, he's really good, but he was
an all-pro.
Best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, he's an all-pro. He was an all-pro a couple years ago.
Okay,
yeah. Second team all-pro. He's real good. But I'm just saying Witherspoon kind of is equal or better in some terms, in some regards, than McDuffie. My point, just Witherspoon and JSN are going to get paid. And that's what makes it guys like Walker, they just can't. So I understand their perspective. Here's what I don't understand. And I love you, Seahawks fans. I don't understand when a guy leaves and wants to get paid that they, not all, but some, just turn on the guy and trash him. Well, he's not durable and he doesn't go north and south, doesn't hit the hole. I don't know, man. I support whatever decision that they have with the running back position. They obviously have a plan of what they want to do. I'm intrigued of the plan. I know the plan doesn't have anybody currently on the roster because you can't convince me George Holani's the number one running back because he's not. And neither is Zach Charbonnet, by the way. Zach Charbonnet's a backup running back. He's a good backup running back, but he's not a starter.
You could work with Charbonnet being a one, though.
Okay. I will disagree on that. I don't think he's a number one.
I'm just saying you could work with it.
All right. I'll give you can work with it. But he's not ready by week 1.
No.
So you're starting running back.
I tend to think it's going to be a lot. Don't you think it might be a lost season for him next year? I mean, even if he comes back, when he comes back, he's going to have to work his way into it.
I'm just saying, I don't. Fans do this in every market where they start to trash on the guy. And I'm not going to trash on the guy. They don't win the Super Bowl without him. He was unbelievable in the playoffs. Go back and watch. I think it's the Rams game. Go watch the Super Bowl when he bounces it to the outside. Zach Charbonnet's not making that play. There's not a lot of running backs in the league that make that play. I think sometimes we undervalue what he was. Again, he's got some nicks like every player does. He doesn't stay healthy all the time. That's been a big issue for him. But Ken Walker, when he's on, is one of the elite running backs in the league. So, again,
there's some guys that you trash on when they leave, and I trash on when they leave, but this isn't a guy
for good reason.
Yeah, you shouldn't be trashing on Ken Walker.
No.
I don't think. If I put myself in Ken Walker's shoes and I'm going, okay, let's see, they didn't want to franchise me, so they don't want to pay me $14 million. And then I asked my attorney, my agent, I'm going, was I not the Super Bowl MVP? Sure. And isn't that the goal for every team in the league to win the Lombardi Trophy? And did I make what happened? We did win that, right? And I was the best player in the game to help them win that.
Right.
And yet they don't want to retain me. They don't want to pay me what Kansas City just paid me. Yeah. Well, F them. And so I see it from Walker's point of view. If I'm Ken Walker, I'm kind of hurt by that. I'm kind of bitter, and I'm going, okay, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Well, the Buccaneers and another running back is off the table because the Buccaneers have signed former Steelers running back Kenneth Gainwell to a 2-year, $14 million deal. So another free agent running back there is off the board for Seattle. Let's get him on. I don't know how much time we have with him. Ladies and gentlemen, the man is an excellent reporter, excellent father, great Coug, but the thing that he does better than anyone is wear a hoodie. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Seattle Times, your number one Seahawks beat reporter, it is Bob Condotta. Hello, Bob. How are you, sir? Well, you got to unmute.
Is that a Cougar sweatshirt?
It is a Cougar
God,
sweatshirt.
I love that clueless look he has right now because I have that look. I have that look a lot.
Yeah, he's got. I'm going to put him back. He has his microphone muted. Give me 1 second. Your mic is muted, sir.
I love the guy. I was thinking about Bob today, by the way, when I
Okay,
was out on the trail with my dogs.
I think
I
he's
mean, he's in
unmuted
his
this
early
morning.
60s and he's still doing this stuff.
Hello, Bob. Your mic is unmuted. How are you? You're joining us here, Seattle Times, Bob Condotta. He's with us for a few minutes, and I know he's busy today, so we appreciate his time. Let's get to the big news, Bob. Obviously, as expected, Ken Walker leaving, and to no surprise, he goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. We're just not getting Bob, are we? We just.
Yeah.
We go.
Hey, Bob, can you hear
Bob,
us? We're
Bob.
here.
Yeah. I can hear you
Question
guys.
of the day, is that a Cougar sweatshirt you have on? Can you pull that up the writing there?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
This is going better than planned. All right, Bob. Surprised, thoughts, reaction to Ken Walker's signing with the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. I think you could kind of see this coming a little bit when he hired a new agent. Last or 2 months ago, hired one of the more high-powered guys in the league, in David Cantor, and just the way that the market goes for running backs. I never thought that was something the Seahawks were going to do, is pay $15 million a year to a running back, given everything else they sort of have going on. Walker stayed healthy this year, but they also managed him really well. He played like 46% of the snaps and kind of the timeshare he had with Charbonnet. We'll see if he can keep staying healthy. That was obviously kind of the knock against him. I think there was probably a little bit of a concern, of just how durable is he really going to be for the long term. Just some things like that, but it's just the overall running back market. I mean, he becomes, essentially the third highest paid running back in the league right now. I'm just not sure the Seahawks feel like that's the best use of their resources. So once it felt like the money was going this high, I wasn't really surprised.
Bob, what do you think plan A is to replace him?
Well, I think they'll probably, I could see them do it two ways, where they sign a free agent of some sort, kind of a middle tier guy, and then go after it in the draft as well. I don't think they'll have just the 4 picks in the draft. I think they'll end up with they'll do the usual maneuvering and end up with 6 or 7 or whatever. And it's regarded as an okay draft for running backs, not a great one at the top. There's really only like 1 first rounder, but some guys in the mid rounds, like where they got Walker at 41. But obviously the Seahawks would pick 32 and 63 or whatever at the moment, but some, or 64, but there's some guys there, but people mentioned Brian Robinson, who played with Brian Fleury in San Francisco, Tyler Algier of Atlanta, who played in basically the exact same system, and they've seen play the last couple of years. So I think they'll probably go at it that way. Kenny McIntosh should be back. He had the injury in July, and I think he can help out a little bit, and George Holani. So, I think they feel like, and then Charbonnet will be back eventually. ACL injuries sort of take what they take. So I don't think he's going to be available for the start of the season unless he really makes a miraculous recovery. But at some point he'd be back as well. So I think they'll just go at it that way. I think they have a real belief in their system, helping to create what guys can do a little bit, and and how good their offensive line will be. And then it's also just, again, what's looming and what was big news yesterday that affected them was the Trent McDuffie contract with the Rams. I mean, I think they're going to be committed to re-signing Jackson Smith and Jigba and Devin Witherspoon. And I think everything they're doing right now is in keeping the overall salary structure that they have for signing those guys, not right this minute, but, later in the summer when they typically do their extensions, but, kind of keeping everything in that framework for getting those things done, I think, before the 2026 season.
Starting running back for next season on the roster right now for Seattle?
I mean, not unless if you thought Kenny McIntosh could win it or George Holani. I mean, no, probably not. I mean, I think they'll sign, like I said, I think they'll sign a guy like that. I think they'll sign a Brian Robinson or a Tyler Algier or one of those guys, Rico Dowdell, these guys who are out there who will probably come a lot cheaper than Ken Walker just went. And then I think they'll draft a guy. I think they'll draft a mid-round guy, and maybe Jonah Coleman or somebody like that, and go at it that way. So I just think they'll feel like they'll be able to get the similar overall running back production that they got this year, but not paying $15 million to one specific guy.
How big a downgrade will it be, Bob? I hear this concept of, well, it's a plug and play system. I don't think it's that simple, but maybe that's part of their thinking here.
Yeah, I thought Walker was really good. I agree with you. I thought it looked a lot different at times this year when Kenneth Walker was back there than anybody else. He really made some plays that you felt like only he could make. So I do think there will be the risk there of getting that done. But you're countering that risk with $15 million a year to a guy. And so can you pay $5 million to a guy and $3 million to a guy and overall get the same kind of production, if in a different manner? While then again, you're just prioritizing who you got to pay, right? I mean, you're going to I think you feel like Jackson Smith-Njigba is the most important guy on that offense. You're going to have to pay him. You're going to have to pay Sam Darnold next year. There's something a lot more money than he's making now. And then Devin Witherspoon is, I think they think, they feel like as important as anybody on that defense. So it's just that. I mean, I think they're willing to take what might be a little bit of a downgrade at that spot, versus the risk of what it might mean, if Kenneth Walker were to get hurt, go through a year like he did last year, when he only played the 11 games and sort of was hobbling through some others, and all that they sort of had to do this year to manage him through it as well. I think they feel like the way they handled that really, really helped him and really helped him earn this contract. So it's just sort of that. You saw this, this is what happens when you win Super Bowls, and they went through this obviously in 13 and 14. And when they had to start letting some guys go to re-sign the Russell Wilsons and Bobby Wagners and Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas, who they all made the highest paid player at their position at the time they re-signed them. And, you had to let some other guys go. And so that's just sort of the beginning of this.
Who do you think, will they retain any of these guys, or do you think all of these free agents are gone? Walker's the first one to go, but there's still Mafe out there, Shaheed, Bryant, Woolen, and Josh Jobe.
Well, they just lost Coby Bryant to the Chicago Bears, so I'm going to have to get off here in just a minute. But yeah, that's being reported. I think they'll re-sign Josh Jobe. There had been some talk last night that they were going to get Coby Bryant done, but I think it was pretty obvious Coby Bryant was going to want to get a really big deal. Rashid Shaheed is the one that somewhat surprised me. I thought they would be able to re-sign him, kind of just given everything that was going on there, and I thought they'd be able to get him done. But I don't know. I think they're just to quickly. John Schneider has built 2 Super Bowl teams by having the strategies that he has, and he's not going to deviate from them now. And one of those strategies is that they put a value. And he resists the word value, so I can't remember exactly. He doesn't like the word value, but they put what they feel like is what they think the guy is worth. He's worth $9 million. We're not going to 11 just because the Chiefs think he's worth 10.5. That's what we feel he's worth, and that's how we're going to put it all together. And so that's what they do. And so, that's just obviously you could have paid $15 million for Ken Walker, but then that money's coming from somewhere else. And so that's just sort of how I think they look at it.
Real quick, Bob, how much does the secondary lose with Bryant going to the Bears?
A little bit for sure. Yeah, I think they maybe that slides Ty Okada into being the starter there, but maybe they'll do something there as well. But it'll be interesting to see how they kind of attack that.
We'll let you go and get your work done. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it, Bob.
Right,
thanks,
bye.
Bob.
Here he is, Bob Condotta, Seattle Times, who again was going to leave us if something happened. And Coby Bryant has left to go to the Chicago Bears. And again, another one that's not all that surprising. I know people have mentioned, Okada did play very good. He was very, very good. And I think when we've got somebody like Nicky Manwari back there and the things that they can do defensively and use him in multiple different ways, at least in this system, it makes somebody like Coby Bryant expendable. Now, Coby Bryant's going to go to the Bears and he's going to be a damn good football player because he is a good football player. And this is what, again, Bob alluded to it. When you have success in the draft, you have success in building a team, you win a Super Bowl, you just are going to lose players. Now, the most important thing is can you in the next wave of drafts find guys that can replace the ones you lost? And that's what they're gonna have to do. And that's the assignment that John Schneider has. So 2 free agents, they had, a total of 6 of them that were the most important, obviously. And they're Ken Walker and Coby Bryant now are gone. Expect Boye Mafe to leave. Of course, all the indications are Shaheed is going to land there with the Raiders. We feel that Reek Woolen's gone. We felt Reek Woolen's been gone all season long, right?
Pretty much, but toward the end of the season, when he started playing better, you thought, well, maybe there's a way that they could keep him, but not at that price tag. I mean, you're hearing 15 million a year for Reek Woolen, and
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what Coby Bryant got from the Bears too, because I saw initial reports, it's going to be 3 years, 30 million, but then you see 4 years, 60 million. So somewhere probably in between. And
Yeah.
if you're a Bears fan, you're right about the Super Bowl thing, Puck, because imagine if you're a Chiefs fan right now, you're thinking, oh my God, we got the Super Bowl MVP. This is just going to be one down year. We're going to bounce back now. The offense will be high flying again, like the Kansas City Chiefs of old.
Yeah.
And then in Chicago, you saw that defense in the Super
Mhm.
Bowl, and you're going, we're getting a player from that defense. So yeah, it's just the trickle down effect is the dominoes are falling, and so far the Seahawks they've lost 2 players, but it's still so early that they're going to have moves of their own.
And I'm not sure if Seattle was linked to Kenneth Gainwell or not, but he was a free agent running back, and so Gainwell is off. He is signing. What did I say? The Buccaneers. They're from the Steelers. Joe Mixon, he's not really a factor out there. He had mentioned, Travis Etienne is going to be a guy, but again, I talked to Garofolo about Etienne last week, and again, he's a guy that's going to command over 10 million, 11 million, something, maybe 12 million. So if you're not going to sign Travis Etienne, if you weren't willing to sign Ken Walker for 15 a year, you're not going to commit 12 million to Travis Etienne. So I would take Travis Etienne off the books. Now maybe it comes out later today they sign him, but I just didn't get any indication from Garofolo, who is as connected as anyone to the Seahawks, that they had any interest in him.
I have a feeling, well, yeah, I think you're probably right there, but I also have a feeling that whoever they bring in, it'll be somebody we've heard of as opposed to Alex Pierce there with the Colts. So I think we'll know who it is. My biggest disappointment with Kenneth Gainwell, who did he go to? Who did he sign with?
The Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers, okay. Is because Rob Staten, I read his Seahawks draft blog today before the show, and Rob was real high on Gainwell. And whoever Rob's high on, then I'm high on him.
You're all high on him.
Stuff.
Yeah. See, I mean, look at you love everybody loves Rob, and Rob's great. Rob's terrific at what he does. Yeah, he signed a 2-year deal worth $14 million total, $10 million guaranteed. Was the deal that Kenneth Gainwell signed.
Anything on Bryant's contract yet?
Nothing yet. Tom Pelissero was the one, if you're curious, but Pelissero was the one that had the report on that one. But, you're going to lose.
Coby Bryant. Talk about a guy who benefited from Mike McDonald's defense.
For sure. Well, yeah. And again, there's always going to be this. There's going to be this uptick in all of these guys when you come off a Super Bowl. Like, it's obvious if they didn't win the Super Bowl and Walker's not the MVP. I mean, there's a lot of things that really did come all together here for Ken Walker. And he would never wish this on anyone. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. But is he sitting here right now signing a $28.7 million guaranteed contract and $45 million overall if Zach Charbonnet doesn't tear his ACL?
Yeah, he should give some of that money to Charbonnet. He should.
But
well, how
that's a legitimate
quarterbacks
question.
will buy offensive lineman watches or whatever at the end of the season. Yeah, he's not getting that big of a contract if he wasn't the number one and only guy in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, there are just things that kind of were perfect situation for him. And then I think from Seattle's perspective is, one, let's say Walker even leaves in free agency. You can stomach it more had Charbonnet had not gotten hurt to be like, all right, we're going to let him walk, but we've got a healthy Zach Charbonnet. And maybe to your point, they're much higher on him than maybe say that I am and others are. And again, I want to be clear. I like Zach Charbonnet a lot. Is he a featured number one back? Well, maybe a 1A-ish, 1B-ish, slight 2, but he's very good. But I think they would stomach it more knowing that they could draft a guy or have a guy in the waiting. And I wouldn't sleep on him. Condotta brought him up. He was having a terrific camp last year before he got hurt. And by the way, in the previous season, at the end of the year, was doing well, is Kenny McIntosh. So
I'd forgotten about him. I'm glad
Yeah.
Bob brought him up. I don't know why I forgot about him, but I did.
Well, because he tore his ACL
Yeah.
in camp pretty early. He was coming on. Is he ready to be that number one guy? No. Are they going to find a guy in free agency? For sure. And again, whoever that is, he mentioned Brian Robinson. He mentioned who'd spent some time in San Francisco with their new offensive coordinator. I know there's been talk of Tyler Algier from the Falcons. So guys like that are still out there. Rico Dowdle, there for Carolina.
I saw Rashad White's name too.
Rashad White. Well, that would be available, right? Because didn't he spend time there with the Buccaneers, and they got Gainwell? So yeah.
Remember the game he had against the Seahawks over in England or Germany or wherever the hell they played?
I don't recall that one. I mean, that's
no. They came into that game and Tampa Bay didn't have much of a running game, and the Seahawks still allowed like 150 yards to Rashad White in that game, if I recall.
I've got the details on Coby Bryant's contract if you are curious.
I am curious.
Everyone's favorite Seattle reporter, Jordan Schultz, has the numbers. It's a 3-year deal, $40 million. Does not have the guaranteed money. That's
3 years, $40 million.
That's via the Schultz report.
Boy, can you imagine Coby Bryant when he was a backup a few years ago? If you told him that, hey man, just be patient. 3 years from now, you're going to get 3 years, $40 million from the Bears.
Yeah,
good for him.
I just want to be honest with people. I want to circle back to what we talked about earlier with this guy. Be honest. I want people in the comment section to be honest. Now, most of you are going to lie. Do you know who that person is? Yes or no? Not you. You've already answered it. I want these. Do you know who that person is?
Okay, you know why I think most people do that are listening to your show?
Fantasy, I get it.
Because of fantasy football.
Yeah.
They're going to know
I
that
play
guy.
fantasy football. Maybe not very well.
If you're interested.
Well, I did. I was like, who the hell is that?
Do you feel bad that maybe you should, get to know the NFL a little better?
Not really. I actually don't. I don't really care. All I know is that JSN is going to get paid a gazillion dollars. So Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs, Coby Bryant to the Bears. Nothing on Woolen, Job, or Mafe yet. Do have some news, though, on your favorite basketball coach. And that would, of course, be the one and only David Riley. And this comes via our guest coming up on tomorrow's show. That would be Johnny Canzano. You ready for it? Do I have any sound effect? Do I have any? Hold on. Hold on.
Wait,
Hold on.
We got an extra $20 million given to athletics by Washington State. So
I got to find.
Did he get an extension? Is he out? Are they going to hire Tinkle? God, it's just shocking that you never win any awards when you do stuff like this. I don't get it.
Men's basketball coach David Riley, according to John Canzano, expected back next season. Will not be making a coaching change.
That's the breaking news. What do you think?
Not good.
Well, so what you think we finish 8th in the conference next year?
They finished what did they finish in the conference this year? In the WCC.
I forget. Was it 9th?
No, was it 8th?
It was a great final game, wasn't it?
I think it's a big mistake by them, and I don't know. I just, for a school that just came out, and I'm gonna have Robbie Tobeck on the show tomorrow, by the way. Big advocate of the Board of Regents spending more money. And they spent $20 million to advocate towards the athletic program, which is great. For all that's being great, this is a bad move. You just cannot have this coaching staff going into this new conference. You can't have it. But,
well, yeah, I don't know what happened. Okay, here's the thing about our team. They just they didn't perform at a level that they should have been able to perform at. And they weren't going to be great no matter what. Even if they had their A effort and did great all year long, those kids just weren't that good except for Ace Glass. And when I hear about ND Okafor and Barry Bolton writing something about him, can you imagine paying $1 million to ND Okafor?
They
and
paid him $1
NIL
million
money next year? Huh?
They paid him $1 million.
No. They're talking about this coming year that he might be worth $1 million to some other school. I'm thinking, did you watch him play? I mean, he's okay.
Maybe he'd be better on. Well, maybe he'd be better on a better team. Did you think Ruben Shinyelu would be a great player?
No, I did not. So
okay, well, he's the starter. He's
fair.
been the starting forward for the last 2 years on one of the best teams in college basketball. I don't
Fair
know.
enough.
Coaching
I mean, you
matters.
could have just said, you're right, ND shouldn't be getting $1 million. You could have said that.
Well, coaching matters. Coaching matters. I don't know. They don't play defense. I just don't think they're committed to playing defense. And then they shoot too many threes. I mean, that game that they played the other day, they shot 37 threes. What are you doing?
Well, what do they have for an inside game? They don't have one.
They just had this guy that apparently is going to get $1 million. I don't know. He's 6'11", isn't he? That's not a presence at all. I mean, you don't have to just post people up.
No, okay, he's a good defensive presence.
You don't have to post people up. You can drive to the hoop.
Puck, how many times did he not finish?
Well, I'm
around
just saying,
the hoop.
Just saying, you can drive to the basket. You don't have to sit there and shoot threes all the time.
Yeah.
And someone needs to tell me what they were running on offense, because it just seemed like they passed the ball around and then guy would dribble, drive in, miss shot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was 7 of our last 8. Yeah, we were not.
And you wanted Wayne Tinkle for some reason. Ugh.
Well, who do you have in mind?
I have no idea. Not Wayne Tinkle.
I just want people to care about Cougar basketball again. I don't think anybody cares.
I agree with
most of your listeners, if they were to chime into the chat room, they'd be like, why in the world are you talking about Cougar basketball?
Well, it's news today. We were going to talk about it, but Wayne Tinkle wouldn't. I mean, he's not his record's terrible. He had like one good year. And that's everybody remembers that 1 year.
He made it to the Elite 8.
That's the 1 year I'm talking about. That's it.
I know. Have we ever made it to the Elite 8?
Okay, so you want to hire him because he made the Elite 8 one time in his coaching career?
Well, I don't know. I like him. I like the big fella. I do.
All right.
I
don't know. Find someone.
Too. Okay. So apparently, what they fired him. Oh, he's lost the team. He's no good. Look at what they did yesterday. And I know it was just a 1-point win over San Francisco, whatever. But still, I thought it was cool. And then tonight, this fairy tale of down there in Corvallis ends abruptly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to just get hammered by Gonzaga.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's you don't worry about him coming to Pullman because David Riley is coming back for one more season there for the Cougars. All right, no one cares about that one. All right, they don't. The Walker news, nothing else has come down so far, just other than Ken Walker there and Coby Bryant. They didn't get Max Crosby. He gets dealt with to the Ravens for 2 first-round picks. So that didn't come to fruition like many of us had hoped for. Their go-to guy. And then Trent McDuffie, we talked about this before, he just got signed to a huge contract there, which will make Devin Witherspoon a very, very happy man. Did you catch any of the, probably not, because it wasn't on TV and you couldn't find it anywhere, and you couldn't listen to it, by the way. Did you catch any of the high school basketball action from around our state?
No, I did not. The 2 stories, though, Colfax winning the 2B
capping off a perfect season
after the dad of the star and the coach left. I mean, that's just a heartbreaking story. So that one caught my attention for sure. And then I got to admit, when I saw in the championship game with Rainier Beach being ahead 38-8 at halftime, that caught my attention.
It was
when you're supposedly the second best team in the state and you score 8 points in the first 2 quarters. I can't imagine what that must have been like. That must have been really fun to watch for Rainier Beach fans. And for Lincoln fans, it's like, oh my God, how did we even get to this game?
Well, we were there. We were watching it, my son and I, and we're just sitting there, and I'm just laughing. I've never seen it. I've never seen a team score 8 points in a half of basketball in a championship game. I mean, Beach from the get-go. And they did it without the Stokes guy. He wasn't even in the game. He had 3 fouls like in the first quarter. They pulled him out. And they just blitzed him. I mean, absolutely.
So Lincoln was
blitzed
deer
him.
in the headlights.
Oh, my God. Completely. Complete deer in the headlights. And it's too bad, man. They had so many. First of all, credit to the WIAA and the event staff. The pregame introductions was like you were 1996 game 5 of the NBA Finals. Lights off with the lights going around. They played that song, the intro song with the Sonics, PA, the whole thing. The place was packed. I mean, from court level all the way to the top of the rafters. The Lincoln side wasn't an empty seat. I mean, all of Tacoma was there. It was great.
How's it holding up over the years?
It's leaking. Still, it's got its issues. It's got its issues, but whatever. It just did it. It was a really cool environment, and it was great. Everyone was anticipating this game. Everyone. And then it was within 4 minutes, it was over. I don't know. It was like 10-1 after 2.5 minutes. It was just, I mean, you're like, they don't stand a chance. They couldn't get the ball up the court against Beach. And I know everyone's got their opinion about Rainier Beach, and I get over recruiting this. Cry me a river about recruiting when every school in this state is doing it, by the way. And if you're a private school, don't even come with, well, they're recruiting. Really? A private school? And even in people in Tacoma. God bless you, people in Tacoma, but stop with they recruit. There's plenty of stories of your schools down there doing the same thing. But no one plays harder on defense than that team. No one in high school basketball. And they do it for the whole game. And I just want they never run out of gas, ever. And they're pressing, they're running up and down the court. It's just, it's remarkable to watch.
I mean, there's all the attention being on Stokes, but Crawford's kid sounds like he's a hell of a player too.
It's unbelievable. He's got the best looking jump shot you've ever seen. So that was great to watch. The Union girls, they go back to back. That was incredible. They bring back their whole team again next year. They're loaded. The 4A game, the Richland Bombers, they had a undefeated season. They were probably my most fun team to watch all week long.
Are they still the Bombers?
Still the Bombers, and they bomb. They've got 4 guys that just come off down screens, come up, catch the ball, fade away, shooting threes. And I mean, it's constant. And that was like a really good game when to be watch Richland and Rainier Beach play. That would be a fun game. But that was a great game. And shout out to their fan base. I've never seen a fan base. And it's so different in Eastern Washington because they just care more about sports over there than we do over here.
Yep.
They travel. Their whole town was over there. And Richland, like before the championship game, like 2 hours before, was packed, just standing there. And it's just those smaller towns. And I mean, not like Richland's small. It's smaller, I guess, certainly than Seattle and Tacoma. But boy, they just come out. Gonzaga Prep had a great turnout. Union had a great turnout. Or excuse me, not Union. I said Union. My apologies. Davis. It was Davis that won the 4A girls. My apologies. But Davis, they had a great turnout. But these Eastern Washington schools, they always say in the SEC it just means more. Well, in Eastern Washington, it just means more when it comes to sports because they come out in droves.
No, that's really cool. And then to have to drive that far and all those students, a lot of students, maybe don't care. But you're right.
Do.
Eastern Washington, those smaller towns. I love the Tri-Cities, by the way. I just always have. And so I think it's cool to hear that. Everybody
loves the Tri-Cities. All right. So I'm just going to update you. There's nothing new there on the Seahawks. If you're just jumping in here, they've lost Ken Walker and they've lost Coby Bryant. The other story, and then we'll move on from high school basketball. You brought it up. Congratulations going out to the Colfax basketball team. They won the 2B championship. The boys go undefeated. Their head coach, Reese Jenkins, lost his life due to pancreatic cancer. His son, Adric, is the top player on the team, led the team to the championship, undefeated seasons, their second championship. Won it 2 years ago with his dad on the bench, and then this year. And TV station, I think it's SWX in Spokane, caught up with them after the game.
2 years ago, you won a state championship with your dad. Tonight, you guys all get to win one for him. What does that mean for you?
I mean, he knew we could get here. We were doing it we're playing for something bigger than basketball, and to do that for him, I know he was nervous the entire time watching him up in heaven, but it was great to be able to accomplish that for him.
Just a great perspective. I've seen multiple interviews with this kid and also his daughter, or excuse me, his sister, Reese's daughter, who was a freshman on the basketball team. You know, the day that he passed away, I think we talked about this. He scored, it was like 36 points, had or 41 or something, and had 29.
They played on the day their dad died.
Yeah.
It was just a week or so ago.
And it's just an amazing community. They people that were there in Spokane just said there was not a dry eye in the arena. Fans from the opposing team congratulating them, and just everything. I mean, to have two kids at this age lose their dad, just heartbreaking. He was young. Reese was young. He was 45 years old, and just but that community rallied together, and it made it at least for them to have something to celebrate with so much pain here in the last few months.
God, it just Puck. I mean, to lose your dad that young in life, and then what an accomplishment in your dad's honor, and their dad had many reasons as to why those teams were in position to win like they did.
Absolutely, for sure, absolutely, yeah. And it was kind of tough to watch. The in other news, when's the last marathon you ran?
Well, I only ran one. And that was the Vancouver Marathon when I was 29 years old, so 40 years ago.
But when's the last time you ran? You used to be an avid daily runner.
Oh, God. I can't tell you how much I miss running since you brought it up. That's the one thing I miss the most in life is running, because I did it for 35 years. It wasn't like I was a competitive runner. I just liked the idea of all you need is a pair of shoes and you can go out and have a workout. And I got that runner's high. And But to answer your question, it was probably 15 years ago because my knees finally gave out. And so now I just walk.
Have you seen the ending to the LA Marathon?
No, I haven't.
You're going to love this.
Are they falling?
LA Marathon, Kenyan Michael Camus has got a significant lead. He's going to walk, literally, he could walk home with the title. But one person did not give up.
Within eyesight from us.
He's in the last. I don't know.
Here he comes.
He comes right now.
Here he comes. So let's get right back down to the finish line so we can watch Michael cross the line here. Michael Kamau from Kenya.
Just over 2 hours and 11 minutes on the clock.
Oh, whoa.
Nathan Martin. Nathan Martin.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Wow.
It is a photo finish for crowning of
that dude is American Nathan Martin, who came out of nowhere to win the LA Marathon, Jim Moore. He ends up beating him, the Kenyan, Michael Kamani, by 0.01 seconds. Nathan Martin is a substitute teacher and high school track and cross and country coach at Jackson High School in Michigan.
Wow.
I mean, go back and look. When I first play this video, hold on, I'm just going to you don't even see him. You don't even see the guy.
And there's got 100 yards to go.
100 yards to go. And he's just like, and then even the broadcast, you can hear, let's get Michael. We're gonna see Michael cross the finish line. Oh, here comes Nathan. Look, he's just sprinting. 26
Do you think
miles.
he had any idea that guy was coming?
No, I don't think he had any idea. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe he did. And he collapsed. The Kenyan guy, as you see him, you're watching, just collapses apparently, and he was like rushed out on a medical stretcher. Apparently, he was going so hard throughout the race, he never stopped for water. Never had water throughout the whole race.
Never took a water.
Never took a water.
Wow.
Oh man.
You know what blows me away, Puck, is that I ran the one marathon I ran in 3:48, and then when I hear these times that they're just a little over 2 hours, I'm going, and that was the best shape of my life. I'm going, Jesus, I was like 2 hours behind the leaders.
Well, that's still a good time. 3 hours and 48 minutes. How much have you been involved in the WBC? Are you locked in or not? Little, really?
Just a little.
You're a baseball guy.
I saw parts of the game. Who'd they play Friday night? Was it Great Britain they played? No. Brazil?
Brazil.
Yeah. I saw that part of that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not in.
I haven't been locked in. I don't know why. I think I will. I think I will be.
Well, the Dominican are playing right now. They're taking out Israel right now, 6-1. The Dominican in action. Let's see if is Julio in the lineup. I do not see Julio. Julio is not in the lineup. Fernando Tatis had a grand slam in this game. All right, one of the best moments, I think, from the WBC. I think there's been a lot of great moments. Puerto Rico with a grand slam or a walk-off home run against Panama was great. Japan and Korea, great. Korea's been sensational. All of it. I'm all in on this thing. And the Dominican Republic is the best team. They're the most fun team in the world. Their fans are going nuts. Like, it's almost like you wish baseball was played how the DR plays it all the time, because they just look like they're having the best party of their lives. But I believe that the best moment happened in that Brazil and Team USA game where 17-year-old, did you see the 17-year-old that came on to face Aaron Judge?
No.
17-year-old Joseph Contreras. He is the son of Jose Contreras. Goes to high school, Brazil. He's Brazilian, but he goes to high school in Georgia. He's a senior. And he's going to go next year to play baseball at Vanderbilt. They call on he's facing Aaron Judge, the best player besides Ohtani in baseball, most feared hitter in baseball, we could say, with the bases loaded. Imagine facing Aaron Judge with the bases loaded. You are a 17-year-old high school pitcher.
Out, a ball and a strike on Judge. Breaks his bat, ground ball to third base. Reginado throws to second, Rojo to first, and it is a double play. 17-year-old gets Aaron Judge to hit into an inning-ending double play. What a moment for Joseph Contreras.
Can you imagine that if you're Joseph Contreras, you're 17, you're going back, I don't know, you're finishing your high school baseball season is getting underway. You're going to face some Merritt High School coming up in a couple of weeks, facing little Johnny, who's a sophomore, and you're like,
the number 9 hitter.
Number 9 hitter. I just got Aaron Judge out on a broken bat double play. I think I'm going to strike you out.
Well, what a great memory that kid will have.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable. I just thought it was one of the coolest moments. So cool.
Yeah, I got to get more into it this week. Yeah,
get into it. You'd love it.
Yeah.
You'd love it. The U.S. is taking, well, watch it tonight. U.S. and Mexico tonight. Both 2-0 there in pool play. 5 o'clock there on Fox. Oh, I got one more for you before you go, all right? One more story.
All right.
And nothing has happened on the Seahawks, so don't worry about it. I want to find the picture. I don't think I bookmarked it. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. All right? I thought I did it, but I didn't do it.
Okay.
Because I know this is going to anger you. Because it angers me. Oh, there it is.
All right.
Let's see if I'll share it with you because you can see it on the video stream. Congratulations to Akshay Bhatia, who won Bay Hill yesterday. Comes back, forces a playoff. Daniel Berger had a 2-shot lead with 3 holes to play. So just like last week, like Lowry, kind of chokes there at the end.
No, I didn't see the end, but I heard he didn't choke. It was more like Bhatia winning rather than
he had a 2-shot lead with 3 holes to play. There's got to be a little bit of that.
Yeah, but Bhatia eagled 16.
All right, I'm just saying you got a
God,
2-shot
I hate
hole.
watching. I hate those guys that putt like that.
Okay, that's what I'm going to share with you.
Hate it.
So congratulations that he won, but he's cheating. Akshay Bhatia is cheating. He is anchoring his putter, and there's a better picture I'll find for you. I don't know if I zoom in on that one, if I can zoom in. But he is anchoring his putter. You cannot anchor your putter to your chest. He claims that it's just touching that it's just touching his T-shirt. Apparently, we've lost you more. We lost you in the best part of the story. What happened? You still there? Jeez. Best part of the story, and he leaves. What happened? You turn off your camera?
No, I don't know. It's because I'm doing it on my phone today, and somebody called me.
You got to hit the do not disturb. Anyways,
yeah. Sorry.
So he said that he's not anchoring because he's just having the butt of the putter touching his shirt. It's a lie. He's anchoring the putter to his chest. You want to know why I know that he's lying, and everyone knows he's lying? These were his 2 years ago. He was 183rd in putting, 183rd. That's when he changed to the putter style and how he anchors. And in the last 2 years, he's top 35 in both categories. He led the field this week in putting because he anchors. And he talked about how his nerves were, he was real nervous on those putts at the end. Well, that's why it helps you, because when you can anchor it to your chest, it takes away from your hands from shaking, which is clear to everybody. I don't like it. It's cheating, and it needs to stop. They need to get rid of it.
I don't even like the guys who do the claw.
The claw's fine. I don't care.
The guys who do the claw, the guys that do the reverse grip.
But those guys aren't anchoring. That's not cheating. This guy,
I know
cheating.
that. I know that. But just, don't be a mental midget. Just have right hand low, left hand high, and just putt. Just putt. But I'm with you. Like Adam Scott, I love watching him play. I don't want to see him on the greens. And same thing with Batia.
But again, just go back to regular putting. But I mean, they are cheating by putting that putter,
I agree
the end
with
of
you.
It to your chest. So
I agree with you, Puck.
Change it.
I do.
Change it, folks.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure before you go. Nothing new there on the Seahawks. I don't think they have lost anybody else there so far in free agency other than Ken Walker and Coby Bryant.
And we're expecting that the same will be the case for Shaheed, Mafe, and Reek Woolen.
Well, I think so. I think most people feel. I think the only one that people feel confident that they will bring back is Josh Jobe.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Yeah, Boye Mafe. You see those numbers that are being thrown around for him?
Yeah,
he might make $15 million off a 2-sack season.
2 sacks,
pretty impressive.
Let's go. Yeah, you're damn right. It's impressive. Good for you. Good for him. It's great.
Yeah.
All right. Long extended visit. I'm glad. Oh, well, Tyler Algier is not going to be an option for the Seattle Seahawks. The Arizona Cardinals have agreed to a 2-year, $12.2 million deal with Tyler Algier. So he's not coming to Seattle. The running back class is dwindling for your Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, I think it's going to work out in time. But right now, this holding pattern, makes you curious what they're going to be doing.
Let the panic set in. All right. My best to you and Mrs. Go-To. Hopefully she's doing better.
Yeah, she's home, Puck. Thanks. I appreciate that. And appreciate hearing from some of your listeners too. And she had pneumonia and she's recovering from that. She was in the hospital for a week. And I appreciate that. She's on the comeback road.
Good. Well, we're glad to hear that. And we want to see her up and hopefully soon getting in the background of the video shot and giving you a kiss on the cheek and yelling at you that you didn't take the dogs out.
I know. I'm sure it won't be long before that. In the meantime, it's one of those, hey, honey, can you make me a cup of tea? Honey, can you go to the store? Honey? Yeah. I asked one of the nurses yesterday when she got discharged, I said, can I take one of you with me? So
can I get some?
I'm going to try and do the good husband thing though, and just nod my head and whatever the requests are, I'm going to honor them because she's really, honestly, and part of that is because she's been through a lot. She's been through hell and back. So I'm happy to see her back being herself again.
Anybody that puts up with you daily is a saint.
You talk to people about me and God, Jim Moore's a jackass, and all this stuff. But Kathy will tell you that I'm actually a nice person.
Can we get her on record as saying that?
She has actually said, I'm so nice that I'm the nicest person she's ever known. And I will get her on the record for that.
Yeah, I actually want to see. I want to see.
There's a bunch of people who would disagree with that. I understand that. But
yeah,
it's more important how my wife feels than what others feel about me.
I want to see video of that. Actually, her saying those words, but not like in a hostage video.
Okay. I'll get her on record. I swear to God, she will say that.
I know she will.
Yeah.
All right. Give my best to her. We appreciate it. We'll see you Wednesday.
Okay, Puck. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. You did the wrong thing, Harlow. All right. We'll see you. There he is, the go-to guy with us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If anything does go down or break before we sign off here, we will pass it on to you. All right. Before we, though, go and wrap up the show, we've got, of course, do Hey, What the Puck, which is brought to you by the one and only. Oh, no, that's not Hey, What the Puck. We got to do On This Day first. I forgot. On This Day, it's March 9th, is brought to you by Hive Social. Download that Hive Social app right now. Please do so. All right. It's the Puck Sports official social meetup app. Find out what's going on in your neighborhood with your group. You can set up group friends and chats. You can find out where events are happening in your neighborhood. There are no ads. There are no algorithms. It's basically a mashup of Snapchat and LinkedIn. And if you go there now and download it from the iOS store or Google Play, you can find a group name, and that would be the Pucks Posse if you want to sign up today. Go download Hive Social app today from iOS and Google Plays. Hive Social, that's HYV Social, by the way. HYV Social brings you On This Day. Happy birthday going out. We got a couple of birthdays to celebrate. The Boz, Brian Bosworth, is 61 years of age today. The former Seahawks linebacker was taken in the 1987 supplemental draft. Two-time Butkus Award winner. Signed the biggest rookie contract in NFL history at 10 years for $11 million. He couldn't wear 44, by the way. So the reason, because they didn't allow that back in the day. So the reason he chose 55, because of the $11 million he signed. Before his first game ever, he was trash talking John Elway as they were going to play the Broncos. And Bronco fans became so enraged. They bought up all these T-shirts. They were $15 at the time. And the T-shirts read, quote, "What's a Boz worth? Nothing." And there's a bunch of fans with them on. Well, unbeknownst to them, it was Brian Bosworth's company that made all of those T-shirts that all those Bronco fans bought. In his only playoff game in his brief NFL career that year as a rookie against the Houston Oilers, a game in which they should have won, and if there was instant replay then, they would have won the game. Brian Bosworth had 17 tackles his rookie year. He was an underrated football player. He was better than most people realize. He was named to the Pro Football Raiders all-rookie team, 1987. Shoulder injuries, though, derailed his career in 88. He was leading the team in tackles halfway through the season. Multiple shoulder injuries knocked him out. So he has surgery. He ends up only playing 2 more games that season, undergoing more surgeries. And in 1989, he would only play in 2 games before his season and his career was over. Another shoulder injury knocked him out. It was learned that he had a degenerative arthritis in his shoulders. And so his football career was over. But he was a good football player. He was. It just, whether it was the steroids or whatever he was taking that robbed him of it, or he was, regardless, was going to have those issues. He's always gets known for the play with Bo Jackson running him over, but his numbers and his play backed it up, especially that rookie season and that first half of his second season. Made the College Football Hall of Fame back in 2015. So happy birthday going out to Brian Bosworth. Another happy birthday going out to the one and only. There's one of one, and that would be the late Mike Leach. Would have been 65 years old today. Lost him too soon. Mike Leach, of course, the great football coach, one of the best football coaches we've ever seen in football, ever, at any level. Of course, started at Texas Tech, the job he did at Washington State, and then later at Mississippi State. And he authored so many great rants, whether on the podium or in the locker room when he was at Texas Tech.
Well, that doesn't make us shit anymore. That doesn't make us shit. Oh, well, we're a young team. And then in the back of some of your minds, even though we don't talk about it, oh, but we've been injured. Fuck that. Fuck that. It's fucking bullshit, and I want that shit changed. I want it changed. As coaches, we need to change it. As players, we need to change it. We can't deal with success. As soon as we have a little bit of success, we think we're too fucking good. Okay, last year, we beat a team that's going to put a bunch of draft, or last week, did we beat a team going to put a bunch of draft picks in the NFL? Yeah, we did. But that was last fucking week. That wasn't this week. That was last fucking week. That was last week. That wasn't this week. And so we're too good to play Baylor. Fuck us. That ain't true. Shit, what are our 3 goals? They beat us on all of them. Be a team. Be the most excited to play. Be the best at doing your fucking job. They beat us on all 3. Beat us on all 3. They didn't win the game. They beat us on all 3. Now, as coaches, we're going to meet, and we're going to decide what we're going to do this next week. And I don't know what it's going to be. I haven't quite decided. But I'll tell you one fucking thing. We do not have the mentality and the identity that we need to be the team that we need to be. And I'll tell you, there's a couple of you guys that your current living situation is going to change. Sitting there, we got several of you, in particular on offense, that all you do is pull mediocrity out of one another. Well, you're going to live somewhere else. Last time I checked, we're paying the fucking bills. Last time I checked, it said you're either coaching or allowing it to happen. Well, is this going to fix anything? I don't know. But I'm not going to sit there and watch people room together and be fucking mediocre.
He again, one of one was Mike Leach, would have been 65 years young today. Pioneer in college football, pioneer in all of football. Wasn't for everyone. Certainly, I think all of us as Cougar fans, you loved him at times, you hated him at times, he rubbed you the wrong. He did some things that bothered you, didn't take certain games serious when he should. But when you take a step back and you realize who he was, what he meant to that university, that he brought respect back to that university on the football program, he was relevant. That team was relevant. It's so many great coaches come through there and so many good players. It's a hard place to recruit and to win consistently, and he did that. And he did that at every stop he went to. And he was revolutionary with his offensive system. Just was. That is mimicked and copied at every level of football today. Rest in peace there to Coach Mike Leach. All right, that is On This Day, March 9th. On This Day brought to you by Hive Social. That's HYV Social. Download the Puck Sports official social meetup app at Hive Social. They're from the iOS and Google Play Store. Wrap up the show with Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Tersuli Construction. From emergency response to full-scale rebuilds and remodels, Tersuli Construction, full-service contractor handling your project from start to finish. Locally owned and operated out of Ballard, proudly serving the Puget Sound area for over 15 years. If you're dealing with damage or planning what's next, call the team that does it all, Tersuli Construction. Restoring what matters, building what's next. Give them a call, 206-793-3744. Visit them at tersuli.com. You can scratch Travis Etienne off your list. He has agreed to a 4-year, $52 million deal with the New Orleans Saints. So some running backs now off the board. Ken Walker going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Kenneth Gainwell going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Travis Etienne going to the New Orleans Saints. Tyler Algier going to the Arizona Cardinals. So the list of free agent running backs that are desirable shrinking. What else is out there? Well, we have heard of Brian Robinson. That was what Bob Condotta brought up to her earlier on the show. In case you missed that, go back and watch the beginning of the show when Bob Condotta joined us. And so that would be maybe a name to keep an eye on. Rico Dowdle there as well, who spent last season there with the Carolina Panthers. Whatever happens, obviously they've got a plan. They're not just going into free agency and the offseason going, well, we'll just see what happens. Whether it's in the draft, I don't know if there's a trade there, or targeting somebody in free agency. There's going to be a plan for them moving forward. Now, I don't know how much to expect from this guy, but I just would have you remember what Kenny McIntosh at least was doing in the preseason and the buzz around Kenny McIntosh, and then the Kenny McIntosh buzz going into last season. It was high. They're very high on him. Now, again, I don't think that he's going to be the guy week one that's going to be your starter, but I do believe that they have that in their back pocket, and we'll see what the recovery time there is for Zach Charbonnet. I will just repeat what we said earlier with Condotta and also with the go-to guy. I understand they weren't going to go to that asking price. I would just say that those who say, oh, I don't think it's going to be a big loss for Ken Walker, I just disagree with that. I think it's a huge loss. At the same time, acknowledging they weren't going to pay him that amount of money. But it's going to be a big loss. And how he carried this team at the end of the year when Zach Charbonnet went out with an injury, he's not just some plug-and-play guy. You know, and you hear that all the time with him. Oh, it's just plug and play. He's not. He's very special running back. When stuff's not there, his ability to create when something is not there sets him apart from a lot of running backs in this league. A lot. And I just think a lot of fans think they're just going to find somebody else, you're going to plug him in, he'll be fine. It's going to be really hard to find someone that potentially is going to replace the production there of Ken Walker. While at the same time understanding that Seattle certainly just wasn't going to get to that asking price. And then I understand where Ken Walker's coming from. This is it for him. This is his one deal to strike rich, and he needed to do it. Career of a running back, he's 26, likely he's over at 30-31. And $28.7 million guaranteed, obviously going to take care of his family for generations to come. So it just all aligned perfectly for Ken Walker. Unfortunately, the Zach Charbonnet injury and what that meant, because what it meant was they had to, out of necessity, go to more carries for Ken Walker, which kind of showcased him to everyone and certainly showcased him in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. All right, that's What the Puck, brought to you by Tersuli Construction. Give them a call. They are restoring what matters, building what's next. Give them a call at 206-793-3744 or visit tersuli.com. Big thanks, everybody watching and listening to today's show. Thank you to all our sponsors, Limbeck Lumber, Flat Stick Pub, Georgetown Brewery, obviously Hive Social, and Tersuli Construction. Today's Daily Puck Drop. Find it up on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. You may watch it, but not a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button. I promise nothing bad and crazy is going to happen. Also, you can find your Daily Puck Drop on your favorite podcast platforms, Apple or Spotify. When you're there, if you can, you got 2 minutes, write a review, rate the show, please. Also, visit us at pucksports.com. Sign up to become a member of the Pucks Posse. Just $5 a month. You support all the free content. Plus, we give you bonus shows like the Sports Pit coming out tomorrow with Matt Stretch Johnson, Inside Pitch with Ryan Divish on Wednesdays, and KJ Arntz with Mitch Levy on Thursdays, and the Graz with Gas Take 5 podcast that normally comes out on Mondays that we now produce, but it's going to come out on Wednesday. Apparently, the boys are too busy this weekend, right? But they will record it on Wednesday, and it'll come out then. So be on the lookout for that on YouTube and all podcast platforms. All right. We'll stay up to date on all the very latest there with the Seahawks. We'll get you a recap tomorrow on the show. John Canzano is going to join us. He was the first to report that we had it during our show. David Riley is coming back for another season. Is that the right move? Also joining us tomorrow, former Seahawks center and Cougar center, Robbie Tobeck's going to jump on. We'll talk to Robbie about a number of topics, including Washington State's recent investment from the Board of Regents to the athletic department of $20 million. Robbie's been a big advocate of this, a big champion of this. What does this mean for WSU athletics? We'll find out the latest with Robbie Tobeck coming up on tomorrow's Daily Puck Drop. We'll see you then. As always, we promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah. I was born to the I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first. What do you need my address for? We like to send out a mailer. Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!